He supported NAFTA superhighway. You know, he does all this. Well, we don't like him. And so then they woke up to Newt Gingrich being bad. I saw Sarah Palin endorse Newt Gingrich today. I mean, if that doesn't discredit her forever. I mean, listen, folks, Newt Gingrich, carbon taxes, open borders. I mean, the list goes on and on. So it's super bad news. And I hear you, and I appreciate your point. I really hear what you're saying. I have told Ron Paul on and off air that I think he should run third party. He understands, though, that if that causes Obama to get in, they will forever demonize Campaign for Liberty. They will and say they did that. But my issue is it's all coming to a head right now anyways. And, yeah, they've got an electoral strategy to get Ron Paul-type libertarians elected everywhere as Republicans across the country. And it's starting to happen. They're sending quite a few new people to Congress, and it's building. And Ron Paul's there kind of hitting the barbed wire for everybody. Win, lose, or draw, we win. And he knows that, and he said that. I've explained to you the private strategy years ago. Now Ron Paul's public about it. People understand that. And it's just that if they lock him out with fraud in Florida and other states, they will say the presumptive guy is Mitt Romney. Even though Ron Paul has gained in the last week another 5 points in several national polls. I mean, he's gaining on Romney. And as people learn about Romney, it's over for him. It's over. So right now, in the next month or two, we've got a turbocharge to push Ron Paul right up beneath Romney, despite all their statements that he can't win. He's in second place and gaining in the horse race. And again, that shows how discredited the corporate dinosaur prostitute media is. And I'm telling you, if Ron Paul ran third party, clearly as a way to educate people and to really go after Democrats as well, it would pull from both. And I in my gut know it's the right thing to do. He probably won't do it just because he's got the Campaign for Liberty strategy to get people elected through the system, which is a great strategy. And Ron Paul probably won't run third party, folks. But I say all in because, you know, we need to continue shoving Ron Paul out there in front of everybody because then people see the alternative and it pulls the curtain back on the Wizard of Oz. It's a game changer. Because the system is so ridiculously corrupt, just calling them, just getting on the field, they fold. And all Hades is about to break loose. Ron Paul is surging because everything he's talked about is coming true. Wait till it all comes true. They're going to have to shut the web down and arrest Alex Jones if they go forward with this New World Order, because my credibility will be so high, I'm going to be the biggest thing in this country, folks. You think Ron Paul's big. After Ron Paul, who is there? Alex Jones? Rand Paul? Andrew Napolitano? Got a nice show on Fox Business, about 100,000 viewers. We got 15 million, folks. We got one YouTube channel with about 3 million viewers a week. I can go shoot a video right now and 1 million people will watch it. I got 15 million viewers a week. I mean, we're the big dog in town, folks, and the system knows that. They're not going to let us operate if this goes forward. This is serious. They won't let us operate because we're cleaning their clock. Let's go to this Mitt Romney clip. Here it is. This is a vote for Mitt Romney's a vote for the New World Order, and here it is.
How late it is.
I believe that abortion should be safe and legal.
Let's start that over, and let's skip the break. Let's start that clip over because it doesn't make sense without the intro on it. We're going to re-cue. We're going to have to skip this network break here. This information is too important. This exposes Mitt Romney, and it's up on the YouTube channel. We got it uploaded 3 times. And because the others were errors, but it's up there now on the YouTube channel. It's not on the front page of InfoWars. That's been a dead video since yesterday in the featured video area. But here's the video. We're going to get it out one way or the other. This is a vote for Mitt Romney, is a vote for the New World Order, and it's got Hitler in it. And I'm going to read over the German subtitles here that are in English. Here it is.
Do you understand how dark it is? How far down the line we are? How late it is?
I believe that abortion should be safe and legal in this country. I have since the time that my mom took that position when she ran in 1970 as a U.S. Senate candidate. I believe that since Roe v. Wade has been the law for 20 years, that we should sustain and support it. And I sustain
Stop right
and support
there.
that law.
let's start it over again. Great job, guys. Again, this is Mitt Romney, and you can find him voting on the bills, supporting government-paid-for abortion. I mean, he might as well be the director of Planned Parenthood. This is the fruits of the tree. And, he's got rotten demonic apples hanging off of him, and now he says, oh, I'm all for the unborn. I want to get rid of Roe v. Wade. And whether you're for it or against it, he's a liar just like Obama. He's a liar. Now he's against open borders. The guy's totally for amnesty. Carbon taxes, abortion, gun control. I mean, he is a stinking New World Order piece of trash. By the way, he admits he pays 15% taxes. I pay just federal, if you count it all together, about 40%. But see, the big rich guys, they've gotten all the laws written where they're pretty much exempt. Google and General Motors and all, and they pay zero. And they get taxpayer money. General Motors. So let's go back to this bobblehead that conservatives in a poll I saw a few days ago, Rasmussen, they think he's the one who represents them. This is the big conservative for them. And they said Ron Paul isn't the conservative. I mean, that's like saying George Washington isn't the conservative. They want to elect Mao Zedong because he is. I mean, this is the mindlessness of the mainline drooling conservative who listens to talk radio owned by Bain Capital, most of the big host, who will not tell you about Mitt Romney if their life depended on it because he owns them. Let's go ahead and go to the clip.
I believe that abortion should be safe and legal in this country. I have since the time that my mom took that position when she ran in 1970 as a U.S. Senate candidate. I believe that since Roe v. Wade has been the law for 20 years, that we should sustain and support it. And I sustain and support that law and the right of a woman to make that choice.
But I believe the world is getting warmer. I can't prove that, but I believe, based on what I read, that the world is getting warmer.
Hit pause. No, you want carbon taxes because big hedge funds are all supporting it because you get to rob people at every level and pay it into your coffers in global tax, global consumption tax. I mean, right here in Austin, they said your power rate's going up 80% on average. It's for the earth. Of course, it goes to direct cartels that use government to shut down their competition, but they just get up and wave a magic wand and say, for the earth, and the hippies and all the trendies just fall down and say, gang rapists. And the majority of Austinites say, hey, we don't want this, and the city just says, hey, we have electronic fraud. I've proven it at the state level, state certification level. They said there's fraud, but elections go forward. I'm just totally ruled in this town by a bunch of scum. And that little scumbag Mitt Romney is going to sit up there. And, where's the Mormon church decrying him on his abortion loving? I mean, I don't get up here and bash Mormons or other affiliated, Christian groups or whatever. But, I mean, the Mormons say they're against abortion. Well, you need to decry this little devil then. Oh, but now he says he's against abortion. I tell you, there's no end to it. Let's go back to him.
Number two, I believe that humans contribute to that.
Governor Romney, as president, would you have signed the National Defense Act as written?
Yes, I would have, and I do believe that it's appropriate to have in our nation the capacity to detain people who are threats to this country, who are members of Al-Qaeda.
All right, stop right there. This is so important. Back it up to the beginning of the global warming part again, please. Notice, because in the full clip he's asked, well, you support carbon taxes and all this, and he says, well, I think the world's getting warmer, and I do think humans are doing it. So you just go ahead and pay me, Mr. Big Banker, that money. And it's just all a big, sick joke. And again, how do you get conservatives to elect an abortion-loving, open border promoting, carbon taxing, Obamacare writing, sniveling weirdo? There's lots of people that look like a nice pastor who got dead bodies in the basement. That's so many women get in the car with guys that look like Mitt Romney because he's clean cut in a suit. And just like Obama, you get in the car with another lying sack of garbage. And I don't want to hear any so-called Republican conservatives ever criticize Obama-bot idiots. Obama, Obama. Oh, thank you, President. I'm going to have free cars and housing and everything. My problems are all solved. Did your problems get solved? Did the government take good care of you? Did he deliver everything you want? And it goes into a Hitler clip that's similar to basically what Romney's saying. She's like, I want to be able to detain terrorists. No, this is citizens indefinitely. Forever with no charges, and no one knows where you went. But let's go back to the clips here. This is Mitt Romney. Here it is.
But I believe the world is getting warmer. I can't prove that, but I believe, based on what I read, that the world is getting warmer. And number two, I believe that humans contribute to that.
Governor Romney, as president, would you have signed the National Defense Act as written?
Yes, I would have, and I do believe that it's appropriate.
It's appropriate. I'm real mad, right?
In our nation, the capacity to detain people who are threats to this country, who are members of Al-Qaeda.
Now, here's Hitler. Hitler, so will I and so will we all, Hitler, toil and work for the resurrection of the German nation. He'll fix it. People of Germany, give us 4 years, and I swear that as I took office, so I will leave it. I did it not for reward. I did it for you. Here's Mitt Romney.
Internationally, President Obama has adopted an appeasement strategy. He believes America's role as leader in the world is a thing of the past.
No, he's warmongering everywhere.
A strong America must and will lead the future. He doesn't see the need for overwhelming American military superiority. I will insist on a military so powerful no one would ever think of challenging it.
There's like this weird...
So this is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
There's like this weird thing with American men and others around the world where they think a big military is like part of their power. They're like, we need the biggest military. This isn't your military. This military works for the foreign banks that robbed and took this country by fraud and force. I mean, they're publicly now telling you what I told you more than a decade ago. They're training the entire military to wage war on you, Bubba Jack. The targets they're shooting are wearing John Deere hats, literally. And you better get that through your brain real quick. I can show you the New York Times where they're training to take on disgruntled vets and training Jugend groups to do it, youth groups, national security forces, telescreens going up everywhere saying spy on your neighbors. Literally. All over the U.S. It's not just in Chicago or New York. They're putting in body scanners on the streets. Mobile trucks. I read you that earlier. I mean, it's all coming. And let me tell you something. In the future, if we don't stand up to this now, they're going to get the sheep to go along with this. And when they pull you over and want to take your child away and grab their genitals in front of you as an act of domination and put them in a microwave oven and do all the things they do, they're going to drag you off to a camp and beat the snot out of you if you don't go along with them. I mean, they really want to have... I've studied the globalists. They say they want a hardcore Soviet Red Terror style re-education in America. I mean, they want to have Americans down and pulling your teeth out. That's why all the TV shows, you know, is the good guy tortures people. And meanwhile, the Army bases, Army's own report, they're raping kids in front of their parents, murdering people. I mean, America has been taken over by pit goblins directly out of Hades itself. But we're going to be led by a Ken doll.